Eat
All
some
right.
kale. It's
Welcome, everyone. Danish. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to today's one shot as our adventures play through the frozen heart. I'll give a quick summary of the previous. Theron and Celebron made their way, surviving the icy undead horde that attacked them in their jailhouse. Afterward, both of them ran down into the hole the undead came from. Turning out to be a tunnel stretching for miles, they followed it, eventually coming out into a forest. Walking for a while, they found along the forest line a small town. They asked everyone in there if they knew anything of the chilling undead fiends that they fought against, but seemed to arise no answers for them. Our other adventurer today, our brave Cillian, is now returning back to that same town of Honeridge that he calls home. After a nice adventure with a Drakon and some new gear, healing his wounds, he's nearing town, and we will begin there. So everybody, grab an ale, prepare for a tale, for all are welcomed at the Banshee's Wail. Let us begin. With Cillian returning back into town, following the main road in. Everything looks exactly the same as when he left, as it has for years. It's a nice, quaint, quiet town. As he walks down the main road, he sees the mayor standing there, Ariana, talking with the captain of the guard of the town, Lone Arm, a half Goliath, taking more from the Goliath for his stature, standing over her. They seem to be talking about something frantically. Cillian, we'll start off with you. What do you wish to do now that you've returned home?
I am going to walk into the town square and hold up my bow and yell, I have slayed the dragon. What's it called?
The Drakon.
I have slayed the Drakon.
As you yell this out into the open air, all faces turn toward you and smile. Everyone, of course, recognizes you, and both the mayor and captain walk over. He walks over with his large hand and slaps you on the shoulder. Drakon, I thought you were following a dragon.
Seems when me and my fellow party members were on the trail, we found a Drakon instead, and we fought that instead.
Of the white dragon.
The trail has gone cold.
Ah, fitting. But it's good to see you back. What of the rest of the party?
Unfortunately, they did not make it through the rest of the adventure. I am all that stands now of the party.
Oh, sad days. Wasn't that young girl's brother along with you? What was her name? Hyla?
Yes, Hyla's brother did not make it, and that's going to be a very awkward conversation when the time rises. We will raise an ale in his honor.
He leaves his hand on your shoulder and clenches a little harder, and you just see his facial expression. Ah, good luck with that, brother.
That's why they made Jack Daniels.
And Lone Arm walks away, and the mayor comes up and greets you and asks if you'll be staying long.
I will be staying for a while. I have to rest up, tend the wounds, spread the news of the fallen party members, and find their loved ones or relatives and tell them how they fought valiantly in this battle.
She congratulates you for felling the Drakon and wishes you luck with notifying the loved ones. She also informs you that two other adventurers have found themselves in the town just a couple of days ago and are still here. Currently, they're staying at Hadrian's house. He's hosted them up. They bring word of undead creatures nearby.
Is there anything suspicious about these two new members to our beloved town?
She explains both are elves. They came out of a hole in the forest, just about 20-minute trek into the forest from town. They didn't want to say exactly where they came from, but that they battled undead zombies and a polar bear, which her face confused while saying that, not knowing where that even could have come from.
Dillian brushes his mustache with his dirty fingers and goes, I think it's time for me to go and see if these new members are a threat to our town because I don't trust new people.
She says, well, go visit Hadrian. He'll show you to them, as she waves over to his house. You know where it is. Over here. And she
I
walks away.
I wave goodbye and I walk over to his house
She nods.
and I enter the house.
Okay, perfect. One sec. Okay. Okay, perfect.
Okay, I knock on the door first. I'm not just gonna barge into this dude's house.
All right. Hadrian opens the door to you. He's an older gentleman with a fine beard, a shaved head. He works as a blacksmith in the town. You're quite familiar with him. He's got a thinner stature. He answers the door, and as he sees you, he rushes up and hugs you around. It's good to see you, boy.
I hug him back and say, well met, friend. I hear we have new adventurers that you're housing.
Yes, they've been staying with me as they had nowhere else to go. They bring word of undead.
And polar bears.
Around Honeridge, do you believe it?
I do not. It seems very interesting indeed.
Oh, come meet the folk.
I release my hug and follow him into his house.
And going into the house, you can see in the main room, two elves are seated there. They both look up at you. Celebron, Theron. You look over at Cillian.
Well, hey there.
Other member of the town, I assume?
Yes, I just got back from a adventure in search of a white dragon, and we ended up finding a Drakon instead.
Must be fair in a fight if you came back.
I show them my dragon bone bow and say, indeed, it was a hard fought battle. We lost two party members, but we did slay the Drakon.
I'm so sorry. I'm having such a hard time hearing you when you talk.
Is
Like,
it
it's super
that
quiet.
better?
You may want to turn him up in Discord.
How do
If
I
you
do
right
that?
click his name in Discord, you can up the user volume.
I'm not seeing that option.
So you go to the voice chat,
Yep,
hover over his name, and right click.
it did.
And then should be profile, mention, message, call, user volume.
Nope, I've got user info, mutual
In the video
servers.
chat, like in the actual video chat itself, you can right click on his picture and adjust it in there also.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to go to the actual video chat for random one shot.
That's what I'm in right now.
Oh.
Maybe he doesn't have the authority?
Oh. I
You
assumed it
should,
was
because
for...
user volume would be for your end of the call.
Yeah.
So in the actual video where you see all of the different cameras, let me know once you get to that screen. We see everybody's cameras on Discord.
Right.
Also in the Discord, if you just scroll down to where it has a random one-shot voice channel, you can right click on their name in there as well.
All right. While he plays with that, Hadrian looks over at Cillian. Ah, that girl you were with, Hyla. She had been sending letters to the town for when you arrived. She seems quite frantic about not hearing back since you took so long to return. Everything looks exactly the same as when you left, as it has for years.
I ask him to see the letters that she sent me.
Oh, well, here's the key back that you gave me for your home. I left them inside. They're on your desk.
I will see to him soon and write back my beloved Hyla soon to tell her the news of our triumph, but also the sad news that her brother was slain in battle.
Probably best to tell her in person.
Yes, I feel that a message would not be the best way to tell her of her fallen brother.
And maybe you can take these two with you. Show them.
Have they shown any signs of disloyalty or suspicion?
He
That
looks
sounds a
over at
lot
them,
like a
squints.
lot like an accusation, friend. We haven't even met really yet.
Well, you are two random people that just showed up in a village out of a cave. Can you blame me?
Everyone is still standing.
I don't know, Celebron. I don't know about this guy. I'm not 100% positive here.
Well, maybe the two of you can find something to do in Greenfield. I can't house you for much longer.
Understandable. Well, what would help you, friend, in us journeying with you to make you feel more comfortable?
Where were you before you were in this village? Where'd you guys come from?
We came from a little town, and there was an undead incident, and we just followed the trail back, and the mouth of the tunnel led us close-ish to this town. So we just decided to set roots for a little bit, and soon Celebron and I will be on our way to continue trying to figure out where this undead came from, because where we've ended up doesn't seem like a logical landing point.
Theron, roll me a deception.
Okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Ooh, not my best.
And Cillian, roll me a perception. Also, Daniel, we're getting a lot of background noise.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. From what you can tell, Cillian, he's telling you the utmost truth.
I'm sorry, friend. I'm just after the heels of this grand battle I was just on. I'm a little weary of new people to my village and no hard feelings. It's just I like to be on the side of caution.
In this day and age, it's probably for the best. No harm done.
I'm sorry. It just with all the undead and dragons roaming about, I meant nothing bad by you.
Hadrian says, "They seem like good folk, at least the couple days they've been with me."
No, the suspicion is warranted. Tell me about your battle. How did it go?
A white dragon was spotted, so me and two other companions were on the trail of it, and in the woods we found a path that had been mapped, and so we followed that, and instead we found a Drakon that took two of my party members' lives, one of which was my beloved's brother.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Indeed, it is going to be a sad, sad day at his funeral, but we will raise ale to him and my other party member. Does the other party member have a name?
Oh, yes. You were with, there we go, Frodrick and Cal. Cal is Hyla's brother.
Well, if it's, are you still after this white dragon? Is that something you're still pursuing, or was the Drakon the dragon of rumor?
No, the white dragon is still at large. I wonder if that has something to do with maybe all these undead roaming about now.
So Theron's gonna shoot like a little glance over to Celebron, and you see like the excitement in his eyes. Because the idea of a challenge of another fight is getting him amped up.
I
Is,
nod my
oh, sorry. I was
I
gonna
nod.
ask. I was gonna ask, did you notice anything about the dragon, or was anything said? Like unusual coloring, any blue at all?
I believe it was a white dragon.
Okay.
You do recall, Cillian, that the dragon was found and it had attacked near Greenfield.
So I think our best bet is to maybe get some supplies and head towards Greenville and see if we can get any more leads on this white dragon.
An adventure it is. Beautiful. Let's go. Theron pops out of the table and starts walking towards the front door.
I give him a high five.
Sound
I'm
effects.
gonna hand one piece of gold over to the guy who let us stay for a couple days to thank him.
The high five was crisp, and Adrian closes your hand around the gold piece. "No, it's fine. It was a pleasure to have you. I recommend buying some better attire for going. We've been having quite a cold storm as of late."
Appreciated. And I'm gonna follow the monk out the door.
And as you all step out of the household, Cillian, you do realize it does seem quite a bit, since you mentioned that, quite a bit colder outside than when you left, which is not what it should be at this time of the year.
I thank him for his hospitality of the two guests, and I leave his house.
Anytime, Cillian. Don't forget the letters before you head out. I would read them in case she questions you about them. You know.
Yes, best to go fully informed.
All right. And Cillian, your house is right here.
So I'm going to make my way over to my house. I invite them, of course, if they would like to come to my house.
So Theron, having lived his life in a monastery, doesn't really have a whole lot of conceptualization for personal space. As this Sicilion,
Yes.
as you're walking, Theron is like uncomfortably close over your shoulder, walking like stride for stride with you.
Is there something you need, my good man?
Oh, nope, just walking. Just taking a trip with you.
Cillian, my compatriot is a monk, not exactly used to society.
Ah, a monk. Interesting. So you're pretty good with your fist.
Harry, watch this. As he shoots out like a little flame from the hand as like to demonstrate the fire fang. See? I can do that stuff.
That is very good to know. And how about you, Celebron? Do you have any special abilities?
Few, mostly just in dire situations, but outside of that, I try to steer away from confrontation.
Cilia nods his head. Seems to you're on the cautious side. Never a bad thing.
Yeah, Celebron's always telling me that I should have more caution and I should think things through. But I don't know. I just want to fight.
There, you jumped
You're-
into a hole with a bunch of monsters coming out of it.
I wanted to know where they came from. They don't have stuff like this in the monastery. I wanted to learn.
Did you learn anything special about the undead with your fists, or
If you punch them hard enough, they die.
I nod my head. Makes sense.
All right, and all of you walk into Cillian's house. It's just as you left it before. Everything's in order. Otis, Hadrian really didn't touch anything. You just see some of the dust on your desk brushed over and a stack of letters left there.
I walk over and pick up the stack of letters and start reading them. Make yourselves at home, I say as I start opening up the letters.
Just to learn more about the Cillian here, do we notice anything in the house of particular importance?
The house is very small. It's a small home, very quaint, not much furniture. It seems like really only one person lives here, and only one person ever is here.
Quick question: what's Buckbeak doing during this whole thing right now?
Uh, you haven't summoned him, so he's just chilling in his own little plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's back in his home plane. You read through the letters from Hyla. She explains that she misses you with each passing day and wonders how you and Cal have been doing chasing after the dragon. She knows both of you will make it home, and to please keep her brother out of trouble is her hope for it. She explains in the next letter that a just this one dated a little more than a month ago, that a small deep gnome with a silver tongue had come into town with questions about the castle ruins on the lake. He informed them that he knew of a secret underwater passage into the castle that nobody had taken before. He took a group with him and they went into the castle. He came back with nothing more than a spell book and came back by himself and quickly left town. A couple more letters, this one nearing now, just about 2 weeks ago, a druid had come by with a faint glow of them, with looking to hire a couple of the townsfolk to go into the castle ruins again. She explains that all these adventurers coming by only reminds her of you being gone. This druid had gone into the castle and none of them have come back. But at night, they can hear a lot of ruckus over the lake, and a chill has begun to bite at the town. And that is the last letter, dated about a week ago.
As Cillian reads the letter, you can kind of see him tense up and shake a little bit as he recalls how Cal is dead and he has to break that news to his beloved Hyla, and he kind of, you see him deep in thought on how not only he's dead but all these events with the deep gnome and druid, and how there's so much activity now in these quiet little towns.
I'm just gonna reach over to Cillian. Everything all right?
Takes a deep breath and sighs and goes, "No, not really. My beloved has written to me, and her brother Cal was one of my party members on this hunt for the white dragon, and he is dead now. So I have to break that news to her. But it does seem there has been a lot of adventures going in and out of her town, and that the weather is not adding up to what it should be, as it has gotten colder there earlier."
I'm just gonna glance at Theron real quick and make a face at the adventurer's remark. What kind of adventurers have been coming in and out of the town?
It
As
seems
this conversation is happening, Theron happened to have found an apple in the kitchen and is just munching away. He's just.
As he bites into it, the apple is about a month old, but looked good, but was very soft.
Do you have any fresher food? Because this is gross.
Cillian, in mid conversation, walks around to the kitchen and pulls out some dried meat and a loaf of bread and says, "Well, this should do,"
Ooh.
and hands it over to you.
It was spiced very well. The bread was crisp.
Tasty. So, anyways, about the news stuff, I only heard about a couple of words there. So your girlfriend died, and you have to tell her brother that the girlfriend died, right? Am I tracking this?
No. The girlfriend is still alive. Her brother has died.
Oh,
But
did he die in combat?
yes, he died while we were fighting the Drakon.
Well, then what is there to be sad about? He died doing what he should have, fighting to the end.
I have to tell my girlfriend her brother is dead, and I could not protect and save him.
She should be happy. He's died a glorious death.
I'm just gonna gently put a hand on Theron. Theron, people grieve here. They need time. Separation doesn't do them well.
Oh. Is this part of the social cues that we talked about on the way over here?
Yes.
Oh. I'm gonna stop talking now.
Cillian's fist was clenched in anger, but as she talks down, Theron, and Cillian kind of realizes that he doesn't have the best social awareness, unclenches his fist and goes, "It's okay. We'll get through this." But anyways, the adventures that were coming in and out of that town, there was a deep gnome who was talking about a secret passage into a castle there, and he went in with a party, got a spell book, and left. And 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 now a druid has come seeking answers as well and has not returned back to the town.
Theron, as he tells you of the deep gnome, just in the back of your head, you hear.
Celebron, do you remember or recall the strange little man that I shared a cell wall with?
Yes, the one you let take your blood. if I recall.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have a sneaky feeling that somehow that little man is involved in all of this.
It seems all these events coincide a little too well. But I'm gonna ask Cillian, are there any details about the book in the letter?
Cillian kind of goes through the letters. Nope, just a spell book is all that was written. Nothing more.
How does she know it was a spell book? I'm just gonna press a little bit more on this one.
Cillian, you look through the letter again. She didn't specify.
That it was a spell book, or just
Either. How that well, she wrote that it was a spell book, but she did not specify how she knew that or what was in it.
it just says that it's a spell book. She didn't specify what kind of spell book it was or anything like that, or how she even knew it was a spell book.
I'm gonna back off for now. Said, well, if that's all the information we have, it sounds like we need to start heading in that direction. We should probably grab what we need and head out.
I think that's a good idea. Would I have a winter coat in my house for myself?
Yes, you do have a set of warm clothing, warm winter clothing, and you do have a couple extra sets.
Oh, how convenient! It looks like these sizes, my spare ones, looks like it will fit you two. And I hand him the spare warm clothing.
They do fit, but they are a little big on both of you.
Appreciate
It'll do.
Be warm.
Maybe if Theron worked out a little bit more, he could fill it out a little bit better.
While you guys worry about your physical prowess and stature, I focus on the spiritual power of Ki.
Cillian lets out a small chuckle. Indeed, Mr. Firefists.
You'll see. Wait till we get into combat. I'll show you what I can really do.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
So
And what do you-
which way is the town we're going to? Is it Greenwood, right? Or
Greenfield.
Greenfield. Which way is that? North, south, east, west?
You ask Cillian, as he's familiar with it, and Cillian lets you know it is to the east.
The Theron confidently walks out the front door and starts heading west.
My good friend, that is the wrong way.
Oh,
And I point the opposite direction.
I that way, and just again confidently turns and just starts heading out.
And I lean over to Celebrana and I ask, "Is he always like this?"
You'll get used to it. He kind of grows on you.
Indeed. So I leave the house and lock it up.
All right. You all begin the trek toward Greenfield. It's about a day's away, so you do rest for the night, build a campfire, and sleep in the forest. It is cold where you rest, not too cold, but enough to make you glad you wore the warm winter clothing. The next morning, it is cold, and you can see your breath as you breathe.
Is it
You
normal for it to be this cold around this time of year?
It is not. This is what worries me because it's not supposed to be this cold this early in the season.
Mm.
so,
Did we take
Mhm.
supplies with us, or are we not worrying about that, like food and stuff?
you took enough supplies
Okay.
with you. You're well versed with the land, so you prepped pretty well for it. Just bringing some dry food with you, enough for a couple days trek. Over preparing, if you will, as
Okay.
Cillian does. So you approach closer to the town, and the cold begins to bite more and more as you get near. The main road goes east, winds north, and comes south down into the town, down as the town is almost in a valley of a sort. Cillian, you still remember the town pretty well. It's a moderately sized farming town. Right on the edge of it to the south is a large lake with a mountain in the middle of it, with a castle ruin sitting on the side of the mountain. As you approach over the hill and look down, the town is completely blanketed in snow and fog. As you look further down, you can see the buildings of the town. Looks like everything was just completely flash frozen over as you see icicles protruding out in your direction from the buildings, away from the lake.
Billion has kind of just this dumbfound look on his face. This isn't supposed to be this way.
Seems we're at the right place.
So this is similar to what the town looks like coming down the hill.
So are we up this hill, like looking down the slope?
Yes.
So Theron, once again, being the adventurous little scamp that he is, he does kind of like shoots them both a glance and says, well, "Standing here is not going to do anything." And he does a little jump dive and like belly slides down the hill, going towards the town.
The hill is at a nice slope, and you just slide right on down. Pick up quite a bit of speed, and you slam into a big pile of snow at the bottom.
Chilly.
Theron, as you stand up at the bottom of the hill, you look around, and there's a heavy fog now around you, limiting your vision quite a bit, which as an elf you're not used to. There's a chilling air around biting at you, and it's unnaturally quiet.
Let's roll a perception check to see if I see any or hear anything nearby or hear anything moving.
Yeah, roll me a perception. Theron, as you roll your perception, you look around. Some of the fog breaks here and there, and you look just a few feet away from you, and just by you is the form of a person.
I look at the form and I ready a fighting stance. I ask, "Who is there?"
It doesn't give a response. The form is lying on the floor. You can't make out the creature too well from where you're standing with the fog.
Take a few steps towards it, and I give it a little tap with my foot, like on the shoulder-ish area.
You tap it with your foot, and it is rock. It's a rock hard form. It makes you even think that it might be a statue. Even you look a little closer, and it's a human completely frozen over.
Oh no! So
And
as I
that-
see this, oh good.
I'll bring you in. You're at the top of the map.
Yeah. So have the other two joined me by now? Are they like getting like they're up on me at this point?
You both see Theron slide down the hill and kind of go quiet and moving very cautiously. Do you guys follow?
Yeah, I follow down very cautiously, walking. I'm not gonna slide down it. I walk down the hill.
As I'm walking down, I just want to look out over the town. Do I see anything on the far end or anything like that just kind of stands out as far as like the landscape?
As you walk down the hill, you can see out, and you can see the lake off in the distance, which has a much heavier fog around it than the town. As you go down the hill toward the town, the fog is getting thicker as you kind of go to the floor level of it. You can see the top of some of the buildings and ice protruding out here and there.
So Theron's gonna kind of meet them, I guess, halfway, but he's gonna be like gently dragging the body with him to like show them the frozen corpse.
It is very heavy with the ice added on, so you're dragging it across the ground and it's scraping snow aside as you drag it.
Guys, I don't even know how to explain this, but look. He gestures down to the two of the body.
I'd say be more gentle, but it doesn't look like this is very delicate.
Do you know this person?
I crouch down and try to look at the person. Roll perception check.
Yes. You can see through the ice, make out some facial features. It is actually this town's leader. Her name was it Shrory.
As I'm kind of fumbling, trying to get a better view, I go, I believe this is the town leader, Rory.
So in a very quickly turn of emotions, Theron has gotten a lot more serious and looks to Celebron, and this is oddly familiar to the incident at the last town, where it got colder, and they've got to be connected, right?
Well, there's only one way for us to find out. I saw the lakes on the other side, but I feel as though we should look around the town, maybe see if anybody's here, if we can get some more information.
I agree.
Cillian, as you're looking down at the body of Shrory, it jolts across your mind just a sharp thought. Where's Hyla?
I stand up and go, I think I need to find Hyla first. So let's try to find her.
All right.
You recall her home was at the southwest corner by the lake.
Let's start heading southwest. We'll not only go to Hyla's house, but we'll get a better vantage point of the keep.
All right. Lead the way.
All right, and you guys move about, but move basically square by square. Move a little slowly through the town. Of course, not through buildings and stuff, but move around as you like.
Theron is
Investigate.
gonna lightly start drifting this way.
Are you leaving the body behind?
Yeah, the body is staying there. Just kind of.
The fog is very thick. You can see in front of you, but everything's kind of moving about with the fog, almost as if the fog itself was alive.
Is it like early morning, midday?
It at this point is midday, getting into the later day. I'd say about 3 p.m. if I could put it in a relative term. But there are clouds giving an overcast, darkening it, and with the fog, it's almost as if it was already nighttime.
With this little fence in front of me, how tall is it?
It's just about 3 feet.
All right, I'm gonna do a little hop and a skip over this bad boy.
As you jump over and land, you look over to your right and you can see 2 more frozen bodies, 2 people holding each other.
So as I see this, I kind of and I whistle to get not Celebrant. What was your character's name again? I'm so sorry.
Mine?
Yes,
Cillian.
Cillian. Oh, Cillian, I have a couple more people here.
Cillian, as Theron whistles over to you and says this over to you, you begin to hear movement behind you.
Can I do a perception check?
So you turn around to try and find it. Yeah, roll me a perception check. Just enough. All right, so you turn and you can hear the noises of something moving. It almost sounds like ice breaking a bit, and it's coming just from around the corner of this building.
I say, I think something's out there.
Hmm.
What did you
Okay.
hear?
It sounded like ice, someone walking on ice and snow.
And as he says this, it seems as though one of the frozen bodies is moving toward you. You can hear the ice on its body cracking as it moves in your direction. You can hear a very low hissing sound coming out of it.
We
Theron
may.
looks
Go
over
ahead.
to Celebron and says, "Permission granted." And has his fist up in the air.
I would normally agree, Theron, but just based on the first body we found, if that's the mayor, there's a good chance that these bodies are the people who live in this town.
All right.
I'm just gonna look at Cillian. Cillian, we can move on or we can interact with it. Really, it's up to you.
Let's fight it, but let's not kill it. Let's see if we can see if it's someone that I know.
Fair enough. So, Theron, permission granted.
Semi
Yes.
granted.
As it gets closer to Cillian, as it's just been leisurely walking kind of off step toward you, you can see its head kind of cracked to the side. And much to Theron and Celebron's memory, a blue glow appears in its eyes,
Oh no.
That's unfortunate.
and it rushes at Cillian. It rushes towards Cillian in a sprint and lifts both of its arms and tries to slam down with its weight. Cillian, you step to the side, dodging this haphazard attack toward you. There, and you see this thing attacking at Cillian.
Theron's gonna run up to the fence and do like a little, like, kind of like a quick hop step, like a Kong over the fence here and launch an unarmored strike at it.
Right?
Do.
You jump over and throw a fist at this creature, with a little restraint to it, and you punch its hard body, and you punch some of the ice, and it's unaffected.
Oh, well, this is a problem. Off the punch, he's gonna turn and just throw a roundhouse to see if the kick has any more effect.
The kick does have effect. You kick it straight into the rib cage, and you can hear a sound of breaking ice and cracking bone underneath the kick.
Yeah, this thing was definitely alive and a human at some point, or some kind of person. There's ribs and regular bone under there.
Good to know.
And then boop.
Cillian.
I am going to attack it with.
If you're going to shoot your bow, remember it's within 5 feet, so
Yeah,
you do it at disadvantage.
Gotcha.
So I'll just have you roll again, and we'll take the lower attack. Right, that works. And with the +2, your shot does hit. You shoot straight into its chest. The arrow breaks through the ice.
I ask Theron, is there anything? Is it showing any weakness at all, or is the armor, or is the ice breaking? Would I see that close, or?
Yeah, you can see that
Okay.
a lot of the frozen flesh on it has cracked under Darren's kick, and from where you shot, it broke some of the ice.
Yeah, it's definitely working all right.
Gonna do it again. So I ready another bow shot, or ready another arrow.
All right.
It's not gonna get that.
This one does not hit. This one, you fire at an angle, and it slides on some of the hard ice and doesn't actually connect to the creature.
I'm good.
I'm just
All
gonna
right.
I'm gonna glance over at Cillian and Theron. I think I might be able to put it to sleep, but I need you guys out of range, at least outside of 90 feet.
Feet.
I missed that if somebody said something.
You say 90 feet? It cut
Yeah,
off
90
right there.
feet.
I have a better idea.
And I'm gonna cast Silent Image, and I'm gonna replicate Cillian since it was focused on him.
Okay, so you just make a. Let me see. Okay, so you just make an image of Cillian next to him.
Yeah, just right next to him, and then just to get its attention. And if it can, I think, is this ping? Just like heading in this direction.
All right, the image of Cillian begins to run off. But the creature is actually more focused on Theron at the moment.
Great.
It's more worried about the things attacking it. And from there, the zombie makes an attack at Theron. Which he just nimbly steps out of the way. The zombie is quite slow with its attacks.
All right, buddy. I think I've had enough of you. So, where'd it go? Okay, so I'm going to hit it with an unarmored strike.
That does connect. You deal some damage under your fist.
And then this time I'm going to burn a key point to attempt a stunning strike. That makes it a Constitution saving throw.
Yes. If I recall, is it DC 13 or 14?
It was I want to say it was 13. Let me check.
8 plus proficiency plus your wisdom.
8, so it was 11. 14.
14. All right.
No. Hold on, I can do math. 13. I'm so sorry.
13. Okay. It fails, and you do stun the zombie.
And I look over at the other two, and I look at it and say, hey, I stopped it.
Good job.
Then I'll pass off my turn at that point.
All right. Cillian.
So I am going to equip I'm going to equip a short sword. So do I click it? That's an action.
So you just let me know. So you're switching out your bow for short. So you put your bow away and draw out your sword.
That gives. And am I close enough to hit it? Is that within 5 feet?
Yeah. I'll let you hit it with it. Go ahead.
Normal.
It hits, and you hit the zombie in the shoulder. Some of the ice making it a little hard with the weapon, and your blade slides over and actually hits its neck and cracks it. And its head falls to the floor. And let me do this real quick to make plus the damage of 10. Its head falls to the floor, but its body continues to move.
I thought you said don't kill it. You just took its head off.
Well, it was just trying to get ahead in life, I see, but the body's still moving.
Oh, clever. Funny guy.
Did your undead do this as well when you fought them?
No.
This
That's a
reminds me of
negative.
the polar bear. Remember the heart?
Correct. All right. Focus your attack at the chest.
All right. Celebron.
Well, since its head's already missing, I guess we're not holding back, and I'm gonna step to the side here and cast Magic Missile.
All right. Magic missile hits the zombie. It you can see each of the magic missiles penetrate through its chest, blowing out different parts through it, with 3 holes in its chest and its head off. The body just falls to the ground and lays limp.
So Theron looks to Celebron and says, "So it's exactly like the polar bear. So it's all heart related here."
Even though they're frozen, their internal organs are still good, so even if we can't kill it by decapitation, we can at least strip it away and take out the insides.
Mm-hmm.
I walk over to the frozen head.
You lift the frozen head enough to where you can see it, and this is one of the farmers. You didn't talk to too much, but you knew him a good man. His name is Ike.
This was a farmer named Ike, a good man of the earth. Luckily, it wasn't my girlfriend, so we have that going for us.
Celebron, make me or what's your passive perception, actually?
How do I just look at my perception?
Passive, it's on the left side toward the bottom. You'll see passive wisdom perception.
Passive. Six?
Let me see. Looks like yours is 16.
Oh, way off.
So it's right above tool proficiencies. It's below your skills.
Okay.
You'll see 16 passive wisdom
Okay,
parentheses perception.
I see it now.
Okay. So you hear more movement around you, and you can see more of the undead around the town through the fog.
I'm just gonna call out to Theron and Cillian. It's best if we move quickly. I don't think Cillian would appreciate us mowing down an entire village of people.
So permission denied?
Yes, Theron, permission denied. If they're, I
Ah.
theory, but if their insides are still remaining, maybe it's possible that if we figure out what's going on, we can save them.
Okay, fine.
So, just a quick question for me. So, I used 2 arrows. Can I go back and get those, or are they spent?
Yeah, you go back and you're able to pull both of the arrows out. They're still usable.
Right. So,
Good.
let's just keep moving towards Hyla's house.
All right. Following along.
All right, so you start making your way through the town. You can see as you're walking a few more of the undead moving about. Just the frozen townsfolk, animated.
Could you say, Rob, that we are making our way downtown?
You're
Walking
walking fast,
And
facing past, and Cillian is homebound.
Technically, I'm not homebound. We just went from my home.
So you're gonna say that Hyla is not where home is?
dang, that's
Dude,
harsh.
home is where the heart
Wow.
is, bro. Jeez.
So right there. What's your passive perception? Both Theron and Cillian.
Mine is
15.
18.
Okay,
Jesus.
so Celebron, you notice it first, just in front of you to your right. Over this house, you can see some of the fog moving very high up. Just this big form seems to be moving fog as it's walking. Whatever it is massive, at least 16 feet high. You can see it over the house, just moving in the fog.
That doesn't look good.
Not at all, no.
It looks like a worthy opponent.
Seeing as to it's the size of a castle, maybe we shouldn't agitate it for now.
I agree with Celebron.
I know it's tempting, Theron, but we might find some better opponents for you to fight later.
Okay.
And as the three of you are standing in between these two buildings, just chatting amongst yourselves, not really even in a hushed tone, just chatting, you can hear footsteps getting closer to you as some of the fog breaks around it. And you can see it just get into your vision. A monstrous frost giant,
That's worrisome.
donned in armor, its beard white. Basically, its head pokes out from the mist, and you can see it. Its jaw is dislocated and hanging. One of its eyes is glowing bright blue as it steps in your general direction with the thunder.
Maybe let's try to hide inside a house.
We can try doing that, or
As you whisper to yourselves.
yes, whispering this time.
I try to enter the house right here. Do I just put my character there, or is that...
Which one? If you hold down, click, you do a ping. You want to run into that one? Yeah, the door is actually on the side that you're on, so you can quietly hide in there.
I sneakily hide in there.
Yeah, Theron's gonna copy that move.
So, Ron, you see the two of them go into the house. You can hear more heavy footsteps pounding into the earth.
Yeah, I'm gonna head into the house. I was debating something, but I'm gonna decide against it.
You can see through the splits of the wood in the house. You can see this thing moving around the house over to where you were. As it just walks through, stepping over the trees. You follow, staying quiet in the house, your breath creating fog in front of you. You look out one of the side windows and you see it just moving about. It accidentally kicks one of the zombies. You see the zombie fall over to the ground and kind of slowly stumble and get itself back up as it starts to walk off to the west.
Well, someone doesn't want us here.
Definitely a little bit bigger than a polar bear. Theron?
Yes, it is, but it will still fall by my hand.
I roll my eyes. Okay, they're
All right. What do you all do?
I'm gonna roll a quick little perception check in the house to see if we can't find anything useful or helpful in here.
So you look about the house and you go through, you find everything essentially frozen, everything that would have been living or had any type of liquid. The fruit in the bowl in the center of the table is completely ice hard. It's a normal house. There's a broom closet with some basic tools, a broom, a sickle, hardware tools. The kitchen isn't too
Can
well
I
stocked.
can I do two things? Or I have two questions.
Mhm.
One, I'd like to take the sickle, just so I have a weapon if need be.
Okay.
And then two, can I snap the head off of the broom to make it like a pseudo quarterstaff?
Yes, you can.
Nope. I'm gonna do those two things.
I'm just gonna raise my eyebrows, showing a little bit of emotion, just like Theron, a weapon?
Oh, you see, at the monastery, sickles and quarterstaffs were really all we trained with. So these are they're like home for me. More of a nostalgic thing.
Would I know whose house this is?
This house you don't really recognize. Must belong to one of the townsfolk that you didn't interact with too much.
I walk to this corner of the house, and can I do a perception check to see if there's anything out there?
You look out the window in the kitchen of the household. You can see uh, one zombie kind of moving about slowly through the fog, and you can see a couple actually two people sat near a fire, or at least what would have been a fire pit. No fire in there anymore. And you look a little closely. You can actually see ice in the shape of fire where the fire would have been, but that
Hmm.
section was completely frozen over.
So I assume we probably don't want to go the way that the frost giant went.
Speak for yourself.
If you want to find your girlfriend before we head over to the river, we should probably move quickly, but did the giant walk in the direction of Hila's house? Because it headed
Heck,
west, right?
yeah, and her house was southwest, correct?
Correct. It's the most southwest, almost to the lake.
Yes, the ice giant went towards her house, so that might be a treacherous journey. I'm going to go out the back of the house to right here.
Okay. Are you exiting the house?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
exiting the house.
So you walk out of the house and kind of stick to the wall and follow it to the corner. You look about. You don't see the frost giant, but you do see another form. It's actually just a zombie on that side of the house.
I relay that information back to. Can they see from inside the house, or
Yeah, through the cracks and everything, they can see out.
I tell Theron permission granted?
Really? Okay. Gets visibly excited, and I mean like reckless abandon flies through the door. How many squares we got here? One, two.
Step
I
out
can
of
totally
the
make
door
that.
and
It's easy. Right up, like to this thing, right there, and then I'm gonna hit it.
All right, go ahead. Throw the punch.
He's gonna use the quarterstaff this time for nostalgic sake.
All right, you walk up, and this zombie facing the other direction just thwack it on the back of the head with the quarterstaff, connecting, dealing some damage to it. You can see the ice around its skull crack.
Oh, that felt good. Oh, that felt so good.
Here we
It turns toward you quickly and releases a scream in your face.
Oh my God! What just happened? What?
And as that happens, you can see those that have vision far enough out see a couple other zombies turn toward you.
see, Theron. This is why we don't rush.
He said permission granted. He gave me the okay.
That is true. I did tell him. For non-lethal damage, do we just tell you that if we're gonna try to do non-lethal, or
Yeah, just let me know.
okay? And then,
Okay.
when you go into combat, do you use the last weapon you used, or can you just pick whichever one you want to use?
I'd say you're allowed to have whichever one out at that time.
Okay. I am going to move. Let's see. And then, how do you check the range of weapons? I didn't mean to click that.
Oh, it's actually right there. It says 150 over 600.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got plenty of range.
So 150 feet, 600 out at disadvantage.
Okay.
Do you want to take that attack?
Yeah, I'll take that attack. Non-lethal.
The shot hits the creature in the chest. Does not kill it. Is still alive after you see that. But it is not knocked unconscious or anything like that.
I'm gonna just do the same thing.
That shot hits it in the knee. So you shoot it out, hitting it in the knee. You can see that knee shatter under the force of the arrow. And
Did he used to be an
its leg
adventurer?
falls off. Well, the below the knee actually collapses to the ground and it slants over, falling to a prone position in front of Theron.
I yelled at Theron. Let's try not to kill it this time, all right, buddy?
Okay. So you said it is knocked prone in front of me currently, right?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, it's knocked prone. Sorry.
Okay. Shoot. Don't really have anything that's like. I can't really tie it up. I don't really have any materials to do that.
As you're pondering thoughts in your head, you see it crawling over to get closer to you.
All right, I'm gonna wrestle it.
You gonna grapple it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to hold it there.
Right here.
Does he get advantage on that because it's prone?
Yes, he does. Just wanted to remind myself.
Good thing he's wearing a coat because that thing's covered in ice.
Make me an athletics check at advantage.
Okay. So, boop, and then
Okay. So you grab onto the creature on the ground, kind of grabbing it in like a rear naked choke.
I got it. What do you want me to do now?
Well, we're on.
As Cillian looks around and sees other zombies beginning to make their way closer.
Not good on my feet. Okay. So since we're in combat, I can't do like a perception check or anything, correct?
Describe it to me. What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to see who it is, but I think I'm a little too far out.
Yeah, you can't see it. I'd say just from what you can see, though, you remember Hyla with kind of a short blondish cut. This, at least from the frozen zombie itself, doesn't seem to have any hair on its head, and has a very large build. Just from seeing that alone, you kind of know it's not Hyla.
So do you want me to keep holding it?
And Theron's turn ends. And you see Theron just looking up while holding onto this zombie. To the left of you, the corner of your eye, you see this zombie beginning to walk and pick up speed, and it starts running over to you.
Danger.
Another zombie begins making its way as well. Celebron, you're coming out of the house, and you can see Theron just strangling a zombie as two more begin to get closer to him.
Yep, I'm gonna step right here. And can I see this one?
Yes, you can see it around the house enough.
All right. I'm gonna call out to Theron. Theron, there's more. Maybe release it, and I'm just gonna fire magic missile at this one.
All right, so you fire the 3 magic missiles, and they hit the zombie square in the torso. All 3 of them just kind of one shoulder to the other, and then in the middle, kind of stopping it in its tracks, dealing 6 force damage.
Can't see if I have anything else, but that's really all I can do. All right.
All right, and Cillian, as Celebron does this, you look about, and you can see more forms kind of coming out of the fog.
I think we need to disengage and regroup. We're gonna get overran.
We are making a lot of noise. That giant, I don't know, is very far, depending on how big the village is.
Yeah, it's not a very big village, so we might draw the attention of the frost giant. So
Darren, I
what-
think your match is over.
What's that?
I said I think your wrestling match is over.
Fine.
All right, Cillian, what do you do?
I am going to disengage.
I mean, you don't really have to take the disengage action. Nothing's like around you right now, so you have freedom of movement to go about without provoking anything, unless you plan to run past something.
I'm gonna try to run this 35 feet this way.
Then, of course, if you take the dash action, you can double your movement speed.
I'm gonna move right here for right now,
Okay.
and then
Wait.
see, I'm seeing if I. Whoa, yeah, okay.
All right. So, question, DM: am I
Yeah.
able to just get away from this guy without having disengaged since I'm in the advantageous position, or would I need to still disengage?
You will not need to disengage.
Okay. So I'm gonna hop off, and then I'm going to move to in front of Celebron, and all right. So if we're gonna retreat, I'll hold them back. You guys reposition and regroup. I'll hold these ones here.
I have another thought, Darren.
Okay.
I could still cast darkness since they're pretty grouped together, and we can move away and leave rather than you wandering off
Okay.
again.
With that being said, Utskis. Well, can you cast darkness before, like, because you're after all three of them?
No, I don't think I can. Right?
Nope. Not
Can't be
until you-
cast it can't be cast as a reaction, right? It has to be cast on your turn.
Yep.
Yeah. It's an action.
Unless you ready it.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down here, right there. Just keep it handy, and I'm gonna be really annoying so they come focus on me.
So you sound kind of similar to certain thing in a different game. You're just like, hey, listen.
Do you guys have a moment to talk about Ki and the energy of Ki that flows through everything? And then what? I forgot what the action is, but to like, am I able to take like a defensive position to like help out my AC at all, or do I have to just take it
Oh.
as it is?
Yeah, you take the dodge action,
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that then.
and things have disadvantage attacking you.
Okay.
So as you do that, the zombie crawling on the ground over to you. You're still just close enough to where it can.
That poor little bastard.
Already having disadvantage, it swipes at you with one of its arms. And you just lift your leg over it as it swipes at you, trying not to get knocked off balance.
This poor little thing. Come on, is that the best you guys can do? It's Aaron trying to bait the rest of them.
And you hear something from behind you as you see this frost zombie kind of just running over itself, sprinting at you.
Oh boy.
As one gets up to you in between you and Celebron, but its attention focused squarely on you, runs over and tries to attack you. This one connecting. You feel its hand slam into you. And as that happens, just on the clothing where it was, you just see this the fur on your coat kind of freezing over a little.
Woo, really?
Right.
This one. Now surrounding you, this one runs up and does the same thing as the previous.
Oh, thank God.
But you dodge out of the way of this attack.
All right. I'm gonna call out to Theron. Theron, keep your eyes on me, and when I say go, when I cast this, just run in my direction.
Got it.
I'm gonna cast darkness, and then I'm gonna ping it right on top of Theron.
All right. Let me do this here. Boom. 3, 2, 3.
I'm just gonna step back, and I'm just gonna call out to him again. Run.
All right. And you run out of the darkness, Celebron, toward Cillian. And as you do that, Celebron, you see behind Theron, just over the distance, breaking through the fog, the giant is getting closer to Theron.
Theron, it's now or never.
All right, Cillian.
I am going to move right here. Let's see. And then I am going to
What are you thinking, Cillian?
I'm thinking I am going to cast Spike Growth right here. So it's kind of a choke point.
Okay.
How do I cast that?
No, you do exactly that.
Okay.
Then
And then is that just one action, or is that? And do I
it's
still
an
get my
action.
other? Okay.
So, I mean, if you have something that you can use a bonus action for, you can. Where would you like the center of the spike growth to be?
20 feet, so maybe like right here.
Okay. So,
And
My bad.
all right. So your spike growth appears out of the ground over there. Hold your concentration. So it is your action.
okay. Going to. I think that's it for me.
Okay, you're not going to move any
I
more?
did.
Okay. All right, Theron. You can't see anything. You remember the direction of where Cillian was, but you also remember there are 3 zombies around you.
Yep. So I'm gonna disengage,
Okay.
and I'm out.
All right.
So I'm gonna run too fast, and I'm unable to stop, and I'm gonna slide and pow right into the side of the house.
Some snow falls off and kind of falls onto the top of your head from the roof.
I hate that spell. I hate it so much.
Comes in handy though.
That was 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I wanted to use. Where was it? Not that one. I had something for this. There it is. I don't want to do it just yet. Actually, I take it back. So I'm just gonna move up here, like in between. I'm gonna move past Cillian, and I'm going into this house.
Are you running into the house?
I don't like how you said that.
Okay, so you're running around the house.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around the corner and just be here with Cillian.
Okay.
Question
And
mark.
that's it.
All right. The zombies kind of just move about in the darkness, trying to kind of swiping around, frantically trying to find where Theron went. One steps out of the darkness. There we go. So, bam. Bam. This one is making its way toward that area where all the sound came from. Celebron, you can see figures moving around in the darkness, at least as much as you can. You see one step out of the darkness to the south side of you, far away, and your companions are behind you.
I don't need to disengage or anything, do I?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna very quietly start moving over, and as soon as I catch up to Cillian, I'm just gonna mention the fact that the frost giant is coming up this way. So we should probably start heading around so that we can get down closer to the lake.
Yeah, I think we need to move closer to the lake.
I'm just gonna look back because I just see this giant growth that wasn't there before. Is that your work, Cillian?
It is. I'm a little bit of a green thumb myself.
All right. Cillian, what are you doing? What are you gonna?
That house
this?
we were in earlier, where we first started, that's not covered, is it?
This one?
Yeah, we're the. Oh no,
Well, the darkness is outside of it, so it's not inside the house now.
no, I meant this house right here.
Oh, I mean, that's just a fence area. No, the darkness is nowhere near that and not touched by the spike growth either.
I am going to move. It's kind of hard to see the little grid lines.
I can remove the darkness anytime, by the way.
Oh no, darkness is fine. I physically can't see the grid lines.
And you can actually, fun fact, use your directional keys and move
Oh, okay.
space per space.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The more
Over
you
here
know.
using my mouse. I'm like a boomer.
So I'm going to.
Also, if you click on your token to like move it, like you're dragging it, and then you right click, it tells you how far you're moving, as long as you hold that click.
Okay.
Oh, that
Real
would-
quick, will we be able to take like a quick 5-minute break? I have to help Rihanna set something up real quick.
Yeah, since you guys have stepped away from the zombies, kind of out of the mix of it, we can take a quick 5-minute break if we want to throw the stream on a break. All right, guys, you have broken away from the zombies. They're stumbling around in the darkness. So, LeBron, you did see the frost giant zombie breaking out of the fog just in the far distance. You're in between the darkness and the uh, spike growth. Where are you guys going?
Question. So if I summon Buckbeak and he dies, is he dead permanently, or is he like a?
No, you can summon him again.
Okay, so he's is that astral, spectral.
Basically, more of an
Okay.
astral type of creature.
Okay. So I am going. And that is that a bonus action or a regular action?
A regular action to summon him.
Okay. So I am going to move.
And then if he does perish, basically you can summon him again either after a long rest or by burning a spell slot of at least first level.
Gotcha. And then do I have to do a athletics check to get over this wall, or is it low enough I can just kind of hop over it?
It's low enough to where you can just hop over it. Did you want to summon Buckbeak?
I'm going to end here, and then I'm going to summon Buckbeak.
As your little white drake appears before you, kind of the fog and some of the snow kind of swirls together and bursts out, and your little drake comes out from there.
Good old Buckbeak. And then, is there an action to get him to go into flight, or can he just do it automatically?
No, yeah, he can just fly.
He'll be up in the air.
Okay, and he darts up. How high do you want him about?
20 feet?
Okay, so above the roofs.
Yeah.
All right, above the giant.
Above the giant, yeah.
You won't notice a thing.
Yeah, not at all.
Still within reach, though, I will point out.
Oh.
5-foot reach.
The DM says non-menacingly.
All right, Theron. You watch this little drake appear next to Cillian, then dart up into the air.
So Theron just kind of lowers his eyes, and this world never ceases to amaze me. And so I will go convene with Cillian. Just kind of look at him eagerly, like, what's next?
He hops up on top of the furnace.
I think what's next is we'll move into this house behind us, but we have to wait for Celebron to get here.
Wait, schmate, and yeah, I'll wait.
All right. You look over at the house, and from this side, you don't see a door.
Mm.
We'll actually just say this. The zombies move about in the darkness. The others that were nearby kind of move around into that general direction. And we go over Celebron. You see your companions hopped over the fence to the house behind you.
Yeah. I think it was right here to me. 30, 30, 40. Okay, if I join them, my darkness is out of range, but I'm gonna go join them. And then, are we visible still if I dispel the darkness over here?
They're far enough away.
Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and dispel it and get rid of it for now. And then,
All right.
since we've got Buckbeak, I would like to summon my my Hound of Ill Omen if I'm able to, just as a reassurance. I could throw it up if I need to.
You're muted, Rob.
Oh, sorry. No, you're all good. I had to cough. Didn't want to do it on mic. You're all good. I'm moderately familiar with it. So there is a dire wolf at medium size, and I'll just give you control of it.
Thank you.
So Theron, seeing another creature just spawn from a creation, he intently focuses on a spot trying to summon something, and he's just thinking really hard.
What's
I
he
look
thinking
over
about?
He just like a little raven or something, just like any like a little guy, just a little raven is what he's trying to really hard to
So
conjure.
he looks over on the fence and tries to think of this, and he sees a spark of fire flicker for just a moment.
You guys see that? I did that.
I look at Theron. You got any cool pets too?
No. Back at the monastery, I had a daddy longlegs named Frank, and he was really cool. But he's back at the monastery.
We don't tell him the average lifespan of a daddy long legs. Don't do that.
Just breaks a little heart.
As you're all chatting about your pets over there, you see the zombies still moving about. Now that the darkness is gone, they're kind of scattering from each other.
If Buckbeak moves, do I see kind of like through his eyes and see what he sees, or
Let me reconfirm myself with that. I don't believe so, but let me
Okay,
check. You do not.
oops, didn't mean to click that wrong button.
Yeah, good. Would it be? You'll say, yeah. So you want to do that? It runs across your mind. It takes concentration, so your spike growth will also go away.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to do it yet.
Okay.
Okay. Are we still in combat, or are we out of combat?
I mean, you're in a town full of zombies. Are you ever really out of combat?
Actively engaged.
Yes.
You are not actively engaged with them right now, but you do see those with the vision enough to see the frost giant zombie walking in your general direction.
If I could make a suggestion, if we start heading this way and just go around,
What's this way? I didn't see the ping.
I don't see any zombies.
See any zombies?
I'm just gonna like walk this way to double check. But yeah, I don't see any zombies this direction.
The keywords: I don't see any zombies.
Very
So-
key.
No, what?
So, as I move this way, since it's a snowy area and there's a lot of naturey things, if I use Mask of the Wild, would I be able to hide from the frost giant?
There's not. I mean, you could try in like a tree.
Okay, I just wanted to see if that was like a viable option for later.
I'd say possibly.
Yeah.
If there's any trees.
So we heading this way?
I think we should move maybe right there, because that's probably where the front of the house is. We'll go back to the good old mayor.
Good old dead mayor.
He just looks down at her.
Can I search the mayor for like a map or anything like that?
The mare is in a cocoon of ice around her body.
Thaw
What if I,
her
like-
out. Thaw her out.
What if I like pee really hard in a spot? Can I open up a hole in the ice?
Fire fist.
I mean, yes. You could try and warm her up if you want to.
I really hope you get, I hope you get a
nope.
nat 20. Get a nat 20. Thaw her out with your piss.
No, because if I fail this roll, all I can envision is Rob telling me that it freezes back up the stream and freezes my wiener. And I'd rather not risk it.
Not a good area to get frostbite.
Mm-mm.
All right, so Celine, as you circle around to that side of the house, you can see double doors leading into it.
I enter this.
All right, you enter into that establishment. This is the house of the blacksmith. He used it as his shop as well. So the front of the house you can see lined up with some armaments and armor, a couple tools, different assortment of metal, weaponry, armor, tools, basically anything you could imagine in a blacksmith's shop.
And this would have been nice when we got here.
Yeah. Can I roll a perception check to see if there's anything like really good in there or a really good weapon?
You recall, as you've met this blacksmith, this is a simple blacksmith shop, nothing too crazy.
So kind of like the blacksmith in my other town,
Yeah, exactly.
Heidlin or whatever his name was.
Wouldn't say he knew how to craft magic weapons.
Oh. Yeah.
Yep.
Can I do a?
I said would not.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He would not know how to craft magic weapons.
Yeah.
Not that skilled.
Are there any arrows laying around?
You go around the front desk to the blacksmith shop, and there's a barrel filled with arrows, 60 in total.
Then how does weight and everything?
You just add them in. It adds it on its own.
So I will take 10 arrows. Or no, 11. That'll give me an even 30.
Theron's just kind of looking around, like looking at all the weapons that he doesn't care about, that do not help him.
Theron, roll me an investigation check.
Ooh. Oh, that's based off intelligence. Look at my worst stat.
You look about the blacksmith shop, and you turn and you see your reflection in one of the axes that catches your eye, and you kind of look at yourself in it.
That's a handsome looking axe right there.
I'm gonna leave my wolf outside, but I'm gonna step inside the building just to look around.
As you look around at this shop, Cillian, you begin to hear just the footsteps of the frost giant stomping about.
Would the blacksmith have a map of the town or not really?
No, it's a small town, so
Okay.
you kind of think about it, and not really anyone would map out the town this small. But I mean, you know where Hyla's house is, just very southwest of the town.
Well, clearly I don't because we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, the
Just drag my feet.
very as far southwest as you can possibly go before hitting the lake.
So
Okay.
are those double doors the only doors in and out of this building? Not like a back exit or anything?
No. From there, you peek out of one of the doors to the back of the shop, and it leads into a bedroom.
Oh.
The blacksmith had to sleep somewhere.
He just doesn't sleep on the anvil?
Why do you think he can't make magic weapons, okay? He's not that committed.
He's not that committed to the crafts, clearly. I'm just gonna kind of move to the back of the blacksmith's shop then, for right now.
Aaron's gonna step out of the place and go to this little corner right here. Like to the corner of the shop and peek around.
I am going to leave my hound here and
And real quick, as Cillian moves to the back of the house, he hears a very loud slam just outside into the ground.
Would they hear that too, or just me?
No, you can as well, but it's very close to you.
It sounds like the frost giant, or I'm not gonna yell at. Maybe kind of above a whisper, tell them that the frost giant sounds like it's close.
You're in a different room than them,
yeah, I'm outside.
so they don't hear you. But you do peek just out of the window. You can see the frost giant holding an axe, just slamming into the ground where your spike growth is.
So I'm gonna start moving back towards them then, and let them know.
Since I have the skills with stealth, am I able to kind of run along the building here, like in the shadows, and creep closer towards the frost giant?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Just gonna go about
So you
here.
get closer to the frost giant. It doesn't notice you, doesn't pay attention. It's just slamming its axe into the ground where the spike growth is.
Yep, and I think
Hey DM, where is this zombie's attention right now?
It's looking at this small kind of shack.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll stealth here to try to get nice and sneaky, and I'm gonna try to loop around that back fence over there.
What's your base stealth?
How do I figure that one out?
Well, just like I think it goes off of dexterity.
Yeah, it's stealth
Dex.
dex.
You have a +6 to it.
Yeah.
You're able to move around that fence and get to the other side without the zombie noticing.
Without perking anything off, so I can get to like right here, and we're good.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of slink along. Is there a door into this big building?
Not from that side you can see.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of keep slowly creeping along here. See if I see anything exciting. Sure doesn't look like it. Okay.
real quick, since it's within my range, am I able to try and cast sleep on the frost giant?
You can try.
I can try.
I would say that's based on roll at that point.
Okay. Well, I'm just
How
gonna.
high? That doesn't. What?
I ain't gonna do shiz that.
Just roll 5d8s for me.
5d8.
D8 5 times.
Did I do that right?
Yep, that's perfect. You cast sleep at level 1 over the frost giant. Being that it has more than 27 health, the sleep spell hits it, and it just draws its attention away from the spike growth. It does not put it to sleep, and it just looks around at what would have caused that. So now roll me a stealth check.
Okay. Ooh. This one?
Yep.
Oh, whew, whew.
The giant does not notice you, but you do think to yourself, maybe you should get out of there at this point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna skedaddle back this way. Very quietly.
And the zombie begins to move about.
Can either of my my party members here see me over here on this corner, or are they too far away to see me?
Um,
I was
no,
making
they
my
can't see you.
And would I be able to freely move back around that way from where that zombie is, or is it now more focused in a different area?
It's actually focused on the shed, and it's actually moving closer to it.
All right, so I can move back that way. I'm gonna head back over this way. And then,
Now you're sitting on top of Celeron.
Derry.
Stop
Quick question. When I look at my character sheet, it's not the same as it was before.
What do you mean?
It just says normal and has a bunch of pluses and stuff. It got rid of all my. Oh, there it is. It's back to normal. Okay. Never mind. I don't know what I did.
You were on the settings wheel. You just have to click core to go back to your core sheet.
Oh.
So Theron is gonna kind of crack open the door and softly speak to Cillian and say, "Hey, follow me this way. We can probably loop up and around."
Alrighty, sounds good.
And then same thing with Celebron, and just heading back the same way that I came from.
Quick question, Deem, do the pets at all are drawing aggro at all?
Right now, no.
Okay.
Good.
Well, I keep forgetting I have them summoned. I'm like, what's that little red square or red circle? I'm like, oh, it's Buckbeak.
The giant did not notice a little flying white drake in the mist or in the fog.
Because he's camouflaged.
Just gonna follow after them.
And your spike growth dissipates.
Quick question on that too. So under spells, how do I? Because that's a spell slotted, isn't it? So it says 230. Or do I just put a 1? So it's saying I used
So
one of them.
it would normally look like this. So you used 1 of spike growth, so you make it 2. So
Okay.
it looks like that. Yeah. So
Okay.
your slot total and then slot remaining.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Maybe if I learned how to read. Okay.
You're good.
Question: Did I think I might have, but did I burn a spell slot with this with casting sleep?
Yes.
Okay, that's what.
So are we just outside a bigger building right now?
Yes. You recall this is actually the town hall that you're toward the north end of. You recall there being large double doors to the other side of the building.
Of course they are.
I'm gonna just keep kind of slowly creeping myself down the wall here, trying to stay out of sight, out of mind.
As Theron walks to the side of the building, he finds there is a small side door.
Ooh, I'm in. Hacker voice.
Enter into the town hall. It's a large open building with a chair seated on a platform on the other side, and a large long table in the center with chairs seated around. In the center of it is a chandelier hanging made of different metals, kind of ornate, with an interesting design to it. And then to the far side, away from you, is 2 double doors leading back outside.
Oh, this is boring. And Theron heads back outside. And he's gonna dip to right there, to behind this little shed. Thingy.
As you run to the back of the shed, you do see another zombie moving about south of you.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay kind of between these guys.
Can I roll an investigation check to see if there's anything worthwhile in this town hall building?
How much time do you want to spend sifting through everything in there?
Not a lot.
Quickly glancing over, you can just see basic stuff. No silverware or anything along the table. It's completely emptied. Looks like the town hall at least wasn't used recently. You do see toward the back side near the lifted platform, there is a crate with 6 spears in it.
I'm just gonna leave. I'm not gonna use a spear.
So, okay. Is there like a rock or a chunk or something like that that I can use that's nearby me?
Yes. Yeah, you look down, there's a good palm-sized rock close to you.
Because I would like to throw that rock like here-ish. Like just kind of lob it over the building to make sound over there to see if I can't draw that zombie to go that way.
All right, you throw the rock up into the air. You hear a clank on the other side of the building. You broke something, and it draws the zombie away.
All right, so I'm gonna start moving this way and like duck behind the trees.
You come around the corner from the building, and you can see your rock hit a large skull that would have been hanging at the top of the building, and it fell and shattered into pieces.
Pretty good shot, huh?
The zombie is just over there investigating around it, and looks up at the double doors, and grabs hold of one of the doors that was just slightly open, creaks it open, and goes inside.
Oh, thank God, none of us are in there. And then I'm dipping that way.
Is this
What way?
frozen body alive?
Go.
Wait, where's Theron?
I think I just
I'm
moved
on-
myself off the map.
I think you just moved yourself
Yeah.
off the map.
He's in the Twilight Zone.
Let me see if I can grab him again. How did he even do that?
I'm in dark holes.
I can't. You deleted yourself.
He no-clicked into the back rooms.
Aaron dies by darkness.
He
You just
just
hear
no-clicked
Simon and
into the back
Garfunkel.
rooms.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
That's hilarious.
There you
Okay.
go.
I'm just trying to head southwest. I'm trying to head towards where the lady's house is.
Okay, you exist again.
Lit. Love existing.
All right, where are you going?
Just southwest. Just trying to head towards the house if that's the right way. Or if I'm going
Okay.
the wrong way.
You should have control over the new token.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
Okay, cool. So Cillian would tell you if not. But yes,
He's
you are
fine.
moving the right way.
All right, Cillian, is that the house?
Cillian,
What
you
do I know?
look over the house. That is not the house.
It is not.
But you recognize that it. You know her house is just south of it.
We're getting close. Oh, I'm not yelling. I say in a hushed voice, we are getting close.
We're getting close. And Celebron, as you begin to make your way around the building, you look back and you can see out of the fog the frost giant has come to investigate what that sound was. The crashing of the bones.
I guess they don't see him.
No, they're too far in front of you.
Okay. I'm just gonna whisper to Celian. The frost giant went to go investigate Theron's sound, so we should probably be quiet.
Agreed. That rock throw was just amazing.
I'm truly an engineer of tactical strategy, if you think about it.
Mm.
But then if you don't think about it, it's even better. So don't think about it for too long.
All right, you keep making your way down. Cillian, you recognize the landscape, the trees, kind of the small ledge just in front of you. You know her house is just south from you. You're really close to it. You begin to see the outline of the building just south of you. And this is her house. You recognize it. The door is to the north side of it.
The ladder was confusing me.
It's to get up to the roof.
Where we used
Her
to
father
make
must have left it there.
for sweet, tender moments in the moonlight.
My goodness.
Yeah, Theron wouldn't know anything about that.
Now Theron just uses his key energy to keep himself occupied.
I assume the house is unlocked.
Yes, you
Okay.
push open the front door. It creaks open to a simple household. You can see most of it just from entering in, and there's no one inside.
Is there a window right here on this side of the house?
Yeah.
So
You can-
Theron, being the devious little guy that he is, heads
Tactical
up to the
engineer.
window and like stands like back to the wall next to it and just like slaps his hand to the glass to attempt to scare like the people inside, like to scare Celebron and Cillian.
Roll me a performance check.
Lit.
And I peek back around the corner at you.
Doop-a-doop-a-doop-doo.
It startles Cillian.
I almost was
See
gonna.
it?
I was gonna say I shoot my bow at him, but no, I don't want to be like it's a
No.
critical. He's dead.
He said it. Hey, roll.
Fire the bow.
Seriously, okay.
You said it.
I have deflect missiles. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, and I can just throw up shield if it goes too wonky.
He fires the bow expertly, and as your hand's on the window, it shoots through the window and just nicks the tip of your middle finger.
Yes, the tip, baby.
Ow! I was just messing with you.
I don't think now is the time to be messing around with a frost giant outside.
Hey, we should probably remember to keep our voices down.
But I want to fight the frost giant. It's my frost giant, and I want it now.
The frost giant notice it now. Yells, "Oh yeah!" as it comes smashing through the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Can I investigate the house to see like how long it's been since they've been in here?
You look over the house. Everything is completely frozen over. Looks like the house got hit very hard by whatever froze the town. The blast originated closer to this house than the ones in the back of the town. It dawns on you just quickly at memory. The house does have a cellar.
I make my way towards the cellar.
All right, so you go out back outside the house, and at the side of the house, there's covered in snow. So you wipe it away. A door that leads down. You creak it open, and there's just dark stairs down under the house.
I start stepping down, and I will light a torch. 'Cause I don't have dark vision.
Yeah. You light your torch and lead with it as you walk down. And as you walk down, the cellar room You see in the corner at the far back is Hyla, uh, cradled up in a ball, hiding her face from you as you inch closer.
I am just relief and overjoyed as I run to her and I yell, "My dearest, you're alive." It's probably not the most romantic thing to say, but
As you do that, uh, she grabs onto you and starts crying violently. As you look over to the left, you see her father lying limp on the ground, um, just slightly starting to decompose.
So
I
this seems like as good a time as it. No.
I ask her what happened here.
She says that her father ended up starving to death as there wasn't enough food for both of them to hide down in the cellar. She explains that both of them were terrified to leave. Um, Father was stricken ill as well with the frigid cold. He wasn't able to handle the cold at all.
Um, I ask her, when did this all start happening? This frigid winter, like elements, because this isn't normal for this time of the year.
She says she doesn't really know. It all happened really quickly. Her and her father were down in the cellar grabbing some goods when a loud noise happened, and everything went cold in an instant. The cellar door was actually frozen shut. Her father had to break it open, but then they saw the undead walking around, former friends from the town, now gone cold to her. So they have hid in the cellar, hoping that help would come.
Did she say how long they were down in the cellar?
She doesn't know exactly how long. It had to have been at least 4 or 5 days now.
That matches up with the letters. I give her some of my rations, some of the food I brought with me.
She eats them quickly. Uh,
I
and as you touch her, just holding on to her, you notice that she's warm.
and there's not a fire or anything down there.
No.
Um, I give her my winter jacket right now to just keep her warm, even though she's warm right now. Just kind of reassure her that she's safe for right now.
She says she's fine. She doesn't know why, but she hasn't been cold this whole time. Um, and actually, real quick, Cillian, roll me a quick perception check.
Damn it! I knew it was coming. All right, perception. I have good perception. Oh, had to hype myself up.
You're all good. You notice just under her shirt, you can see a faint blue glow, kind of peeking through her clothing.
Is it like a necklace, or is it just like coming out of her skin?
You can see it just like under her shirt, but from where it is, you can see there is like a chain kind of draping down to it.
Now, did she have that before I left, or is this like a new?
Yes,
Okay.
she did wear a necklace, a family heirloom previously.
I asked her, has it always glown like that?
She looks down and actually takes it out. It's a gold medallion with a almost white blue gem in the center of it, and it has a blue glow to it. She said, "No, it started happening uh, when the freeze happened."
So it's probably a magical. Can I do a investigation check to see if I know anything about it? or Arcana check or something like that?
You've looked at the necklace before. She's worn it. You know it's one of her family heirlooms, passed down from her generation. She says you question her a little bit about it, and she says that she knows one of her family members hundreds of years ago found it in the old castle ruins.
Well, I think that settles it for Theron. We should head towards the castle now.
Oh, are they down there with me, or am I just down there by myself?
Did you guys go down there with him?
I sauntered on in there after a little while.
Yeah.
He's just
They were
they're
taking
kind of
some.
hanging toward the back.
I introduced them. This is my girlfriend Hyla. This is Theron and Celeborn. I met with them in my my village, and we came here to rescue you and the village, but mostly you.
She asks if
mostly.
anyone else has made it.
From the village. It seems most of the villagers are this undead, frozen zombies. We saw the mayor, and we, unfortunately, Theron killed Ike.
Oops.
She asks, was he like the others, or was he okay when Darren killed him?
No, he was like the others. We are the only living human we've encountered in this village.
She
I'm an elf, not a human. No, I'm just kidding.
she sighs and says she was afraid of that, and then quickly her demeanor changes. How is Cal?
I'm leaving. And Theron walks out this. He just turns around and walks out. He's no longer there.
I am going to lie. Actually, no. Yeah, I said it. So I'm going to lie and say that he killed the what was it? The Drake thingy.
The Drakon.
I'm going to tell her that he killed the Drakon, and the Drakon killed him with his final breath, and that he perished saving me.
Her eyes go wide, and you can see tears forming. And she just goes silent.
I hold her close and tell her he died a noble death, and he saved my life so I can be with you.
She takes her sleeve and brushes her eyes and says she thinks it's time to leave here.
Don't think it's a good idea to be dragging her around with us in a town of frozen zombies. I tell her that we're going to go to the castle and see what's going on there, and that she should stay put and not be wandering aimlessly through the village with us because it's dangerous.
Her demeanor changes a little into more of a serious tone and says, what happens if you don't make it back?
Of course I'm going to make it back. I've got 2 strong party members with me and this sweet bow. And I show her the dragon wing bow.
She sighs and says, you've always been like this. And she starts walking past you and goes up the stairs outside. I'm not staying in there for any longer.
Do I have any rope?
You
Oh
too.
my god!
Can
I do have hemp rope. Hempen
Into
rope.
that kind of stuff.
Can I stop her for a second and just ask her gently? I use magic. Would you mind if I took a closer look at your necklace?
She says, yes, go ahead. And she doesn't take it off, but she shows it to you, like holding it out.
Okay. And just looking at it, can I ask her, This would be just for a split second, and you can still hold it in your hands, but can you take it from around your neck?
She says, "Sure," and she begins to take it off. And as she takes it like off of her head, the cold hits her and she begins shivering and she quickly puts it back on. She says, "What is this?"
Well, it's just a theory, but and I'm gonna if Theron's there with me, it glows with the same light as a book that we saw in the first town that we were in originally.
Oh.
So
Mm.
Theron, I'm not sure if I had mentioned the book, but there was a wraith with a book with a blue skull on the front that glowed with the same light as all these creatures. If she
Bet
can't
you.
what?
Go ahead.
It seems like the cold is wrapped around these gems. So it might honestly, Cillian, be best if we bring her with us.
Stillian's deep in thought with and in his mind, he's thinking, could he risk losing her because it's going to be a very dangerous adventure?
She looks at you and says, "Why don't we leave? I can go to your town and then you can come back."
I mean, the whole objective of me coming here was to save her. I mean, we could do that. I kind of look to my party members and go, because it's what, a day's trip from here to my village?
Correct.
How far of a range does Buckbeak have? Can he go a long distance? Like, could he take her to the village without me being next to him, or is there like a
She can
range?
ride on him. He can't fly with somebody riding, and I think he can only max out at like 300 feet separated from you. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think the
Mm.
safest bet's to get her out of here and come back. So that way, that's one thing I'm not gonna have to worry about while we're adventuring is constantly seeing if she's okay.
If she goes, I suggest the necklace stays.
I agree. I feel like what's causing a lot of the problem or what they're searching for is this necklace. If the necklace goes to your hometown will be destroyed next.
I
She quickly takes the necklace off of you, begins to shiver as she does it, and holds it out.
I'm gonna take
Um,
it in my hand.
yeah,
Looks at
and
Cillian. "Can I have the coat?"
I give her the coat.
Please, sir, can I
Celebron,
have some more?
as you hold the amulet in your hand, just touching it, you can feel like that hand and arm just warm. Like they can't even feel the cold around you.
Okay.
So can I wear the necklace so I don't freeze?
You're not gonna fight over not freezing.
Oh, Cillian, since you provided it to me, I will give you the coat, and Gila, I'll make sure, if I'm able to, bring you this necklace back. You can have my coat. I will stow the necklace in my bag.
We call the necklace the precious.
She looks at you and says, "My grandmother called it the frozen heart."
It's ominous.
Rob said the thing. He said the thing. He said the name of the campaign. He did it.
Roll credits.
He's
we
been
have
waiting
solved.
all day to say that. You know it too.
We have solved the puzzle.
Did she tell you anything about the necklace? Any stories behind it? Why you guys keep it?
No, just that it was found in the ruins a long time ago, but
On a
I
dune
didn't
with
know
this.
it had any type of magic to it.
So I am going. So I think our best bet's to go back the way we came, and then.
All right. So you guys step out of the cellar, so you
Oh yeah,
can
we're out.
have
We're
her.
out. Yeah, we're out of the cellar now.
So Theron, before we step out, somehow, some way, obtained a pair of sunglasses and lowers them and says, we should return this package to sender.
And as he says that, a beam of blue light shoots out from Celebron's bag into the sky.
Oh, they know where we are.
Well, fuck.
And as that happens, everything goes quiet for a moment. And then you hear an absurdly loud screech break the silence. And just the sound of wings flapping above you.
Did Buckbeak evolve?
Jillian, if you're gonna get Gila out of here, send her now.
Yeah. I have her mount Buckbeak, and they are going to go start making their way to the entrance of the town.
All right, Buckbeak takes her and runs as fast as he can with her on, climbing up the hills, just not going through the town, just straight out, and takes her away.
And
That
I
was an
just
incidental roll.
go, "Love you, babe."
Love you, babe.
I give her my key to my house. I mean, it's not as
Okay.
big as a ring, but that way, I feel like this is gonna be bad later on. I feel like you're gonna find some way to kill her, but
She's gonna get.
I'm
She'll
not
get a
that
big. She'll
messed
get a
up.
big something later from Celebrant from Cillian.
And speaking of a big something, as she rides off, all of you turn around and you can see the lake in front of you in a heavy fog. And then above you, you notice the fog beginning to stir about as just in the air, kind of hovering with its wings flapping.
It's a dragon.
look at
Is it-
that. You moved from ice giant to dragon. Dragons are way cooler than ice giants. It's your time
So
to
the
shine.
ice giant evolved. Is what happened.
As you look about the dragon, its flesh decayed in its mouth, basically down its entire body. In its eyes, you see the same deep blue glow as it screeches at you. And the beam from Celebron's bag is still going.
This is probably a bad idea, but can I can I put the necklace on?
Yeah.
Will you reach your final form?
You take the necklace out and put it on. You don't feel the cold at all anymore. It's almost like you're immune to it.
Is the light still going?
Yes.
All right.
We just have to say the magic word. Kame. Hame.
The dragon uses its breath now.
Um,
It begins to float down closer to you.
Cast darkness.
Do you?
I'm thinking about it actually.
how do I get Buckbeak off the map? Because he's gone now.
Like that.
That didn't help me at all. I don't know your
It's
witchcraft.
You can't, I can.
I was like, just like that. It's easy.
I can get off the map. I already proved this.
I'm going to delete Theron. All right. Before this dragon gets super close, is there anything anyone's going to do?
Do I see? Okay, so like, obviously the dragon is drawn to this said necklace. Are we close enough to the lake to see the ruins or the castle at all?
You can see the outline of the mountain, but over the fog now.
Okay. I don't have any good ideas. Someone else got something.
It's like a homing beacon, so I'm kind of thinking it's drawn to it. Is the ice giant moving at all? as well, or is it just the dragon?
I don't know. Time is kind of frozen right now.
Are we gonna let it go then?
I don't know if my spell is gonna block out the light, but I'm gonna cast darkness like right here. Trying to like put it just out of range. Sorry.
And just at, like not over you.
No, well, I'm trying not to block at everybody else, but yeah, you know what? Yeah, just cast it on me. So like actually put it on me so it moves with me when I move. I'm apparently allowed to do that, so why not?
Yeah.
Does
Okay.
it block light?
No, the light, you can see it coming from your bag, still shining through the magic straight up, but I mean, can't see around.
I mean,
Alright.
it wasn't shining when it was in the cellar. We could run and hide in the cellar and see if it. Well, then we're stuck in a house with a dragon over us.
Well, you guys.
And a small funnel that it could put its mouth to.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys should still be able to see the light. Why don't we just use the darkness and start moving towards the lake?
Let's do it. Start heading
Let's
that
do
way.
it.
Might as well.
All right. So you begin to move toward the light. The dragon flies and lands just next to you with the darkness and lets out over the darkness its breath weapon.
Sorry, I'm gonna cast that as a reaction.
Does not do anything against dragon's breath.
Does it say that specifically?
Well, it stops magic missile, and all it does is give you a +5 to your AC.
It says if you are hit by an attack or targeted.
Yeah. So it gives you a +5 to your AC, and you take no damage from magic missile. This doesn't go off of AC. So this is just a Constitution saving throw.
Are you sure it's not Dex? I can't dodge this one.
Nope.
That's
Not fire.
You are tool bag.
So what are we rolling?
A Constitution save.
Super dead.
It's only 37 damage.
That's it. I'm out.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's a 17, so Cillian takes 37 damage and is frozen. So is Theron.
That's a bad idea. I also don't know which button to click.
Oh, it's top right. You'll have saving throws and con. Okay, so you only take brain 18 damage from the breath and are not frozen, but you do see both of your companions beside you have been completely frozen in place.
Okay. Am I
So
able to put the necklace on like who's closest to me?
Oh, actually,
Cillian?
and Celebrine, you actually don't take any damage. My apologies.
Oh, okay, cool. Can I put the necklace on Cillian since he's right next to me just to see what happens?
I'm frozen. I can't really do anything, so go for it.
I mean, to take it off and put it onto him, you can spend your action doing that.
All right, I guess I'll just do that.
Oh, I had an idea. Never mind.
As you do that, the ice around him thaws.
All right.
Dragon staring you both in the face. Cillian, you are no longer frozen. You almost wish that you still were. With this thing just staring down at you.
Wait, the dragon can see us?
Yeah, it has blind sight.
Oh.
Yeah, they kind of see through everything.
Well,
I have an idea.
I'm gonna go ahead and dispel the darkness then. There's no point.
Yeah, dragons, yeah, they're magic. They've got a few tricks up their sleeves.
How many hit points does your dire wolf have?
Not
question.
enough.
I was thinking we could put the necklace on the dire wolf and just send the dire wolf out somewhere
You try what you want.
because it's not gonna. Because Theron's down, right?
Theron is just kind of eyes closed statue right now.
Because I do have healing word. I can bring him back.
Well, here, let's
All right, what do you do?
have another idea. Give me the necklace back, and I do have another spell, the minor illusion. Will the minor illusion replicate the glow of the necklace?
I
If
won't
I'm
say you
wearing-
have to try.
I
Okay.
give her back the
Well,
necklace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
Cillian,
what do you do?
Cillian, go ahead and give me the necklace back. I'm gonna throw it around my neck and cast minor illusion. And see if the light still shows.
Okay,
Then
what do you create with the illusion?
Myself. So I'm just gonna make a replication of myself.
So the dragon is staring at you and able to see, so you do make a copy of yourself. It has the necklace, and it's replicating a glow. Very similar.
All right. And I'm just gonna send it in the at first moving forward towards the dragon and then just veered off past Thorin there and towards the north. Or back the way we came. See if I can get its attention.
So the illusion runs off. The dragon looks as it runs away, but then its neck just turns back and faces you.
While it's distracted, can I like close enough to put the necklace on Theron?
Yeah. While it's distracted, you run over. You throw the necklace on Theron if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on him, see if it thaws him out too.
You put the necklace over Theron as he's statued up. As the necklace goes, you can see the freeze breaks off of him, and he just falls to the ground with a thud.
Cillian, you had healing hand, right?
But yeah, I'm gonna.
The
I'm trying to figure
dragon approaches, losing its patience. It gets face to face with Celebron, its eyes glowing as it's just a couple feet away from Celebron.
I am going.
It turns, grabs Theron in its mouth, and lifts into the air.
I'm gonna yell after it. No.
Later, y'all.
I start chasing the dragon.
The dragon takes off into the air and starts flying toward the castle.
Theron's got the necklace.
Should have put it on the dire wolf. So is the castle the way the dragon's going, or is it back where we were?
It's going toward the castle.
I'm gonna just kind of follow the dragon at this point.
Yeah.
So you begin to follow the dragon, and you run out of land and are now just at the frozen lake. So the lake is in front of you, the ice just completely covering the ground.
How far across is like you said it's frozen, the lake is frozen?
Yes. And it's a very large lake. It would take you quite a while as this dragon's just flying through the air.
Well, Cillian, my plan is just to run across, honestly, at this point.
And there's no. I mean, I've been there before. Is there another way to the Is there like a bridge or something? Like, because if it's frozen now, how do people get there like during the summer and stuff?
you recall they have to go by boat to even get there.
Yeah, I think our best bet's to walk across it because if it's cold enough, the ice should be thick enough. It should be able to handle us pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you begin walking across the frozen lake. And that, my friends, will be the end of this one shot. So thank you everyone for tuning in and watching our adventures go through the Frozen Heart. See what happens to Theron, Celebron, and Cillian in the next one.
You know what I should have done is asked her where the secret passage is before we sent her on her way.
Yeah, it would certainly be pretty.
Are we clear?
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Until next time.